Hi everyone, welcome to our presentation called Get Me Out of Here. How we transform professional learning from sit and get in a room or conference room and out into the community, focused around career and college readiness experiences for our students. We are Oconomowoc High School. We believe in being career ready, college ready, and life ready. We start with career ready because we know in the 704 days that our raccoons have with us, they have to go from freshmen figuring out who they are, all the way to seniors walking across the stage with a plan for the next day. So, who are we? We serve 1,700 students in a comprehensive 912 high school. We serve 13 different municipalities from 3 different counties in southeastern Wisconsin. We have about 20% of our students on free and reduced lunch, 90% white. We're considered probably a suburban community, but we have many rural communities that we serve. We've united under one vision of making sure students are career, college, and life ready. We know we're working towards helping them prepare for whatever they want to learn next. We believe specifically in the 4-year pathway, making sure they have opportunities to be ready and successful for college, the 2-year associate degree from our community tech schools. We want students to feel prepared for the military, apprenticeship opportunities, and the workforce. These aren't necessarily specific pathways, they're intertwined. We try to be very specific in our language around making sure military is an avenue for compensation at a 4-year school. Or if you're going to a 4-year school, that you can enroll in the ROTC and be able to gain access to scholarships and those types of things. Workforce can be an avenue and an entry point into a 4-year school. You get what I'm saying? So how do we do that? We believe in 3 core values that unite this journey despite each raccoon's different ideas for what they want to do next. We believe in being grounded in our values, committed to our goals, and accountable to ourselves and each other. So first, grounded. As a staff and as a community, who are we? What do we believe as Oconomowoc High School? When a family enrolls or selects us, what are they getting? Well, like I said before, we are career, college, and life ready. We know we have 704 days to help them through this high school journey. When we started our work together, we decided to hone in our experience on the career, college, life readiness standards. We all know that students learn in a variety of different ways, and we all need to make sure that they can demonstrate readiness in a variety of different ways. We set benchmarks around readiness, and then we set goals around making sure our staff had an understanding of what they were doing to help prepare everybody for what might be next. If I teach AP US history, right, it doesn't necessarily mean that I'm preparing students for 4-year college. Even though it's a college curriculum, what's the career aspect of that course that might help students find relevancy in the classes they're taking? That's just one example. So, let's start. You notice I've used the word career first. The buzz is college, career, life readiness. We specifically are around career readiness first, college readiness second, and then life readiness kind of is intertwined into that. That's what we believe. Kind of mentioned that in our introduction and our pathway, right? 4-year, 2-year, military, workforce, apprenticeship, doesn't matter what, right? We're going to make sure whatever you choose for a career, you're ready for learning in that field. And that brings us to committed. How do we commit to this goal of being career ready?
As we looked at pushing our staff to support all students through academic and career planning, or ACP, we discovered that most of our staff are very familiar with the 4-year bachelor's degree route. However, when it came to supporting and discussing other pathways, they were not very knowledgeable or comfortable advising students. This prompted us to create professional development opportunities for all staff so that they could at least understand and be somewhat comfortable with any pathway a student expresses interest in. We quickly learned that too often we just don't know what we don't know. We started this process based around our relationship with the local technical college. We set aside time on one of our district professional development days and took the entire high school staff to Waukesha County Technical College. At this visit, we discovered more about what a technical college has to offer and what types of programs they support. During this time, we watched a video called Success in the New Economy. This was a very powerful video, and we want to take some time right now and share it with you. As you watch this video, think about any pre-existing barriers you are facing when it comes to preparing students for life after high school. How can this information help your staff provide opportunities for all students?
Education is core to our economy. But in order to guide our educational systems and maximize future income, we must understand the misalignment between education and our workforce. In my pursuit of higher education, I have earned 2 bachelor's degrees, 2 master's degrees, and am working on a PhD. In total, this has cost me over $150,000. I've done all this because I believe formal education is important. Part of this belief came from seeing charts like this, presenting a correlation between higher degrees and higher income, showing on average that a person with a college degree earns far more money than the average person without a high school diploma. This perceived higher earnings for having a 4-year degree has fueled a college for all philosophy, causing educators and parents to encourage going to the university, any university, to major in anything in pursuit of future job security, social mobility, and financial prosperity. This philosophy has increased college enrollment, resulting in 66% of high school graduates in this country enrolling in higher education right after high school. That's 2 out of 3. Initially, they are deemed the successful ones, but what you won't see advertised is the reality that most drop out, and only 1/4 of those that enroll will finish a bachelor's degree. Only after these few graduate do many of them start exploring careers. It is here that they discover that their degree may not have prepared them for the world of work. You may be well educated, but not every degree is direct preparation for employment. This misalignment between degrees and job skills causes half of university graduates to be underemployed in what are called gray-collar jobs, taking positions that do not require the education they have received at a cost that is more than they can afford. Conventional wisdom suggests that a university degree guarantees a higher salary. But with rising education costs, a shrinking job market, and the oversaturation of some academic majors in the workforce, this old advice is now a myth for a majority of students. The economy and the world have dramatically changed. Over the last 3 generations, we've gone from 13% of the population stepping into a college classroom to 60% attending some form of higher education. In 1960, when taking into account all jobs in the American economy, 20% required a 4-year degree or higher, 20% were technical jobs requiring skilled training, and 60% were classified as unskilled. But what's the right percentage to meet the labor market demand for tomorrow? In 2018, Harvard University predicts only 33% of all jobs will require a 4-year degree or more, while the overwhelming majority will be middle-skilled jobs, requiring technical skills and training at the credential or associate degree level. A 4-year degree may have many benefits, but think about the people you know who, from an economic perspective, inefficiently spent time and money to get a degree that perhaps they didn't really need for the career they are in. The true ratio of jobs in our economy is 1 to 7. For every occupation that requires a master's degree or more, 2 professional jobs require a university degree, and there are over half a dozen jobs requiring a 1-year certificate or 2-year degree. And each of these technicians are in very high-skilled areas that are in great demand. This ratio is fundamental to all industries. It was the same in 1950, the same in 1990, and will be the same in 2030. The hope for encouraging university education is that as the number of university-trained workers increases, the demand for their services in the workplace will increase as well. Unfortunately, this is not so. The whole pie may get bigger as the labor force and the economy grows, but the ratio will not change. The reality is, there will not be more professional jobs available within the labor market, and some professional jobs have been replaced by technology, or are being outsourced. Well-intentioned attempts to send more and more students straight to the university will not change the types of jobs that dominate our economy, nor will a college-for-all mentality mask these labor market realities. The college-for-all rhetoric that has been so much a part of the current education reform movement is often interpreted as university-for-all. This message needs to be significantly broadened to a post-high school credential-for-all. Students at various educational levels have left school without employable skills, setting up our children for failure, costing them and taxpayers millions. All while the labor market is desperate for highly trained, skilled technicians. So, how do you position yourself for high-wage, in-demand jobs? Let's say you were considering a career as either an electrician or a business manager. You would find that the average annual income for electricians is $51,000. only about half of the $105,000 average wage for management occupations. So at first glance, it looks as if getting a bachelor's degree in business is a no-brainer. But adding skills and ability into the picture adds a whole new dynamic. What if you have the potential to become an excellent electrician, but lack the skills and ability to be an excellent manager? Then you should be looking at projected incomes towards the bottom of the pay scale for managers and towards the top for electricians. You would then discover that electricians near the top of the pay scale make around $86,000, far higher than the income of a manager near the bottom of the pay scale at $52,000. Now, this is just one example, but the concept is true throughout all industries. The claim that you will make more money with an increased amount of education is not necessarily inaccurate, it's just incomplete. That advice is based just on the averages, but no one is perfectly average. Everyone has unique skills, talents, and interests. In fact, the income for the top individuals in a wide variety of skilled jobs that require an industry credential or 2-year degree is far higher than the average income for many occupations that require a 4-year degree. Nationally, associate degree earners range between $27,000 and $68,000, while bachelor's recipients earn between $34,000 and $97,000. But this data only accounts for the 25th to the 75th percentile of full-time adult workers. This means that 25% of associate degree holders earn more than $68,000 annually, and 25% of bachelor's degree holders earn less than $34,000. Our world has changed, and in this new economy, the university degree is no longer the guaranteed path towards financial success as it was for previous generations. And even if you do earn one, that education alone may not be enough. In today's highly technical, knowledge-based economy, having hands-on skills and perfecting what you're good at can be more valuable than getting a degree in something simply to get one. Employers want to know what you can do and what you can do well, not just what degree hangs on your wall. Since new and emerging occupations in every industry now require a combination of academic knowledge and technical ability, we need to ensure that we're also guiding students towards careers and not just to the university. So, before enrolling in classes or deciding what you're going to do next in your life, step 1 is self-exploration. In addition to your interests, really analyze your talents and strengths. Step 2 is career exploration. Understand the jobs available, the income ranges they pay, and evaluate the skills they require. Identifying an area that appeals to your interests, skills, and the labor market may be your first career. And then you can develop a tentative career plan, complete with multiple training and education options. The key is to align your interests and abilities with your first career choice and the education and training you'll need to receive. This alignment will help bring your future into focus and ensure your position at the top of the pay scale in your chosen career. What all this data shows is that success in the new economy is as much about acquiring the knowledge, skills, and abilities needed for in-demand occupations as it is to be well educated. Both paths may work for you, but education combined with technical training is how you ultimately secure a competitive advantage in the new economy. Community colleges are in the ideal position to provide over 70% of tomorrow's workforce with an education combined with applied technical skills, industry-driven credentials, and specific preparation for employment. Being a skilled craftsman or technician is highly valued. Investments in career education programs in high schools and community colleges will help all students obtain an education which includes technical training and preparation for the workplace. Ultimately, this is how all students can be successful. In the new economy, both education and technical skills are the new currency. Will you be ready?
This video helped debunk the myth that all students should seek a 4-year degree after high school and explain the why behind it based on economics and not personal feelings. It provided relevant facts and information that our teachers could use to better understand why all pathways are important in a successful economy, and was a great start for our professional development experience. After more discussion and learning, we split up into smaller groups and toured the technical college campus. discovering career options that many of us never knew existed. This also helped us better understand what associate's degrees were offered and how we could use this information to better support our students. This visit was quite impactful and helped us change our verbiage when talking with students from "where are you going to college" to "what's your plan after high school?" We continue to take our new teachers here at the beginning of each school year as a part of their onboarding process so they can feel prepared and equipped to support all students as well. Our next plan was to explore the workforce and apprenticeship pathways. We started our professional development experience off with a speaker from ABC Apprenticeship who talked about what a registered apprenticeship pathway looks like. After learning more about this pathway, which was quite foreign to most of our staff, we talked about what opportunities are available for students in high school and highlighted what the State Youth Apprenticeship Program has to offer, including options that bridge from a youth apprenticeship to a registered apprenticeship. From there, we all hopped on buses and visited several of our students at their youth apprenticeship work placements. We spent time learning from our students why this opportunity is important to their career planning process and how we could continue to support them through their journey. We also learned from employers what they are looking for in our students, both in the youth apprenticeship program and for employees in general. Our staff walked away excited and educated about ways to support students who are exploring work-based learning opportunities. As you can see here, the number of our work-based learning students increased dramatically after we engaged our staff in this learning process. Not only were staff better equipped to talk about these experiences, they were also more empowered to recommend students to get involved in the program, speaking to the benefits it offers and their firsthand experience with it. This also motivated our CTE teachers to provide more industry certifications for our students, better equipping all students who leave Oconomowoc High School for whatever path they decide to pursue after high school. We went from offering just a few industry-recognized certifications and awarding less than 10 each year to well over 300 being earned collectively during the past year. These are all data points that show ways our students are preparing for a future beyond high school, whether they decide to enter the workforce right away or to continue their education first.
As our staff was feeling more and more comfortable with supporting all pathways, we wanted to make sure that we didn't neglect the four-year pathway, just because many of us took this route. We set up opportunities at several local universities to visit with their admission counselors on site to learn the various factors considered in admitting a student based on their application and supporting documents. There was the opportunity for staff to ask questions about how to support students in the college application process and what to look for when reading a college application or essay. We also learned more about what makes a letter of recommendation stand out or makes a difference for the admissions panel. In addition, staff also learned the value of rigorous coursework such as the International Baccalaureate Program and advanced placement coursework for students at the college level. While we support all 5 pathways, we still see a large number of our students choose to go the 4-year route. We wanted to make sure in our efforts to support all pathways, we didn't neglect the importance of supporting this pathway as well. As a staff, the more we prepared ourselves, the more we noticed that even our AP and IB pass rates also continued to climb. The last pathway we were set to explore was the military one. We were hoping to discover the vast amount of careers the military has to offer beyond just combat roles. We were setting up an opportunity to meet with recruiters when COVID had a different plan. Unfortunately, we did not get to do a full staff event around this pathway. However, we've continued to expand and support this option through a variety of means. We now take a week in June to celebrate all 5 pathways and the commitments our students are making beyond high school. One day is dedicated to those enlisting in the military, where we hold a school-wide celebration on the football field and invite the students who are enlisting along with their families and recruiters. As the official song of each military branch plays, each military recruit walks across the track lined with the classmates on either side and is recognized in front of the entire student body for their commitment to military service. In addition, we've also formed a student organization to support students interested in this pathway called MTARC, or Military Training and Readiness Club. MTARC is a club organized by the high school for students to prepare or learn more about the U.S. military and paramilitary organizations.
Throughout this process, we discovered that our staff was much more prepared and knowledgeable when we engaged them in the process of discovery. By leaving the building and meeting students and admission counselors in their places of employment, we were able to gain valuable insight that has better prepared us to support all students on all pathways. We continue to support this by providing experiences for families to learn about these opportunities through our Junior Symposium, something that we also invited all staff to attend to further expand their skill set and comfort as well. We onboard all of our new staff each fall with a condensed form of this training by visiting the local technical colleges as well as some local work-based learning sites. We are always looking for more ways to support our staff and students and have found that this heightened level of knowledge has led to more student opportunities being offered in our classrooms as well. In October, we had a school-wide Career, College, and Life Readiness Day in which our freshmen engaged in service learning projects related to a career cluster of interest. Our sophomores visited local businesses and colleges to learn more about a specific industry. Our juniors took the pre-ACT, and our seniors had the day to explore and prepare for whatever pathway they were engaged with. This could include filling out applications, applying for college, scholarships, jobs, or even visiting with some of those places.
All right, that was really exciting, right? But how do we take that learning and then transfer it into our classrooms? That's our third core value that we work as a staff to instill in us and our raccoons, accountable to ourselves and each other. As a classroom teacher, how am I accountable to this vision in my classroom? And then how am I supporting my students and following through on their commitments that they make based off of what they learned?
In order to continue to live out our vision of immersing students in opportunities to explore their future pathways, we developed a plan to provide presentations every Wednesday in our newly renovated library, which we named the Raccoon Exploration Center. In developing the Raccoon Exploration Center, our goal was to provide a permanent space for students and families to access resources, opportunities, and presentations, all supporting students' future pathways. The Rec, as we refer to it, is located in the center of our building and serves as a daily reminder of the connection between the students' everyday learning and the limitless options for their career pathways that lie ahead. Within the Rec, we've created a large presentation space with additional sound and media equipment to provide the most optimal space for large group presentations. This space is accessible to all staff, students, and the community throughout the day and the evening. We recognize the importance of creating a weekly opportunity for students and families to come to the Rec, to hear from college admission advisors, military recruiters, employers, etc. We call these weekly presentations Wednesdays at the Rec. There are 2 offerings of the same program every Wednesday, one during our resource time during the school day, and one in the evening that can include students and their families. Some examples of these offerings have been college apps hacks. Admission officers from various schools provided insights on what they seek in an application. The FAFSA Boot Camp. Families had the opportunity to complete their free application for federal student aid, or the FAFSA, with the help of local college financial aid representatives. Operation Career Exploration, exploring the military pathway. Military recruiters focus on how the military pathway is an opportunity for career training and can help cover the cost of college. Get Paid to Learn, youth apprenticeships and registered apprenticeships. Students learned how they could get high school credit while earning money, as well as learning about the registered apprenticeship pathway after high school. And I Need a Job. Students were provided resources and assistance in searching for a job, resume techniques, completing a job application, and hands-on experience and feedback for interviewing skills.
Another way we looked to personalize this experience for students was through academic and career planning, or ACP coaches. As we analyzed our overall ACP implementation and even the output over the past year or two, we realized that we needed to make some fundamental changes to the way we delivered and communicated ACP opportunities for our students. We decided to roll out our ACP this year in a model that utilizes ACP coaches rather than through homeroom classes. Through this model, we have about 14 different staff members who have a passion and vested interest in supporting students through this process. The ACP coaches meet with the group of students at least once a term and support them through the process. With this more personalized approach, students now have a better understanding of what the ACP structure looks like and how it's specific and unique to their interests and goals. While we are early into this venture, so far the data points to the fact that this change has made a significant impact on our students, shifting their mindset from "I have to do this" to "I get to do this as part of my ACP exploration." We provided a lot of choice elements and helped students connect things they were already doing to components of their ACP plan.
So really exciting news for us as a school community that kind of measures our accountability to this vision. We recently had our annual report card from the state, accountability report card from the state issued to us. And as a school, we achieved a 5 out of 5 star status, our first ever 5-star status from the state of Wisconsin, which is exciting in many different ways, because when we started this journey just 3.5 years ago, we were a 3-star school scoring a 70 out of a 100, and we've increased our points by 14 and achieved an 84. Our attainment is remaining pretty steady, but we're seeing really great academic growth in our students in the core academic areas. What's really exciting about our report card as well is they do report out on the number of students in workplace learning experiences, students that receive industry credentials, and then also how many students are taking AP and IB advanced coursework, maybe not their performance on them. And we continue to be at the state average or above the state average, and when we compare ourselves to peer schools, we're either equal to or higher to them in all these components as well, as you can see there. So that's really exciting for us. Even though those factors don't measure into our overall score, it's showing that we are being able to balance a little bit between the career readiness aspects of the report card measures and the college readiness aspects as well. So, where do we get started? First, I don't know. You're all much smarter than us combined, but we couldn't have done this without defining our vision. We brought every single staff member into a building one day over the summer, and we paid for them to be there, and we figured out who we are and what do we believe. We walked through all the different initiatives that we had going on, and we tried to code and find the common themes that defined, right, who we were and what we wanted to be, what united us all. We identified careers. Whether I love social studies, I'm going to a 4-year school, or I want to work in the trades, everything was career focused. And then we've taken that vision of career ready, and it's just kind of been an umbrella that's trickled down into each and every single classroom and within the language. Focus on making professional development relevant for all involved. What is the purpose for taking this professional development? Whether it was visiting a college, it was important for everybody to kind of think through and what was the goal of going to a 4-year school and how might you use some of that language or the expectations of being successful at a 4-year school in your classroom. Having everybody go to the 2-year school is a really great opportunity because I can speak for myself as a former social studies teacher. I had no idea the training and opportunities that existed beyond just a traditional 4-year college. Allowing staff to see that hands-on was a powerful experience. Also, when I think about taking our whole team out to look at our building trade site and our students working on the construction site, they were in awe about the different things that they saw and thought about how maybe those opportunities around the Building Trades 3 capstone course may be integrated into some of their class and opportunities there. It also gave them a real great appreciation for what kids are doing outside their own individual classroom. Help them see the big picture. Start small. This took us 3-4 years to really get rolling with it, and we're still trying to figure out ways to do it better. Also, what's important to remember as a school is every 4 years you cycle out a group of kids and you cycle in a group of kids, right? So you can never do everything the same way. You just have to think about how to apply that vision to this group of kids. As we emerge from the pandemic, we're going to have to think differently about how we offer different experiences to students. So it's not a blueprint. It's just a framework about how you want to apply and be responsive to the kids that are in your school at the time and the staff that you're welcoming in each year as you hire new people. Identify your stakeholders. Who will help you with your vision? We're educators that all had pretty much the same basic training and experience. How are we going to work with community partners, community mentors? Everything we try to model for our students, how are we getting that as a staff? Who's going to support us in our learning? I think back, we were trying to raise ACT scores, college readiness. We called up the ACT, we got a consultant, and he pushed us, gave us things to think about, and just became a mentor to us in that particular facet as well. We have advisory councils, we have different people that are advising us as far as some of the career readiness opportunities and the apprenticeship opportunities that exist to make sure our curriculum matches some of the training that's happening out in the field. Who are you going to get to help give you friendly feedback and advice as you try to define this vision moving forward? And then take a risk, try something new, experiment, have some fun with it. There's no doubt teachers will give you feedback if they don't like something. But when they connect with it, you're going to hear a lot of really great things, and that's where you're going to see the vision living within your classrooms.